Welcome back to CFE, a weekly news podcast in which we give our thoughts, feelings, and emotions on the latest gaming, film, tech, streaming news, and other random crap we feel like. I'm your host, Dan Weller, and I'm joined with you as always by our co-host, Danny.
That was a really big pause that's going to get edited out.
And so will this. Let's get on with the show. In this week's show, we got a new Matrix trailer, the massive PlayStation showcase, and epic Lost a Fight but won the war.
Yes.
But first up, we are continuing on our series of rapid reviews of What If?
Dan, what if zombies?
What If Zombies? Yes, indeed. And this one left on a cliffhanger.
Well, the last one ended on a downer, and this one ended on a downer, but this one ended on a cliffhanger downer that they will never come back to, because the second one ended on a cliffhanger because of Peter and Ego.
That's true, they all leave on cliffhangers.
Yeah, they're just sad. They're just all sad when you think about it.
Just a depressing show, that's what it is.
So basically, Kang the Conqueror was right. His timeline was the best one because they don't end sadly.
Yeah, they shouldn't have killed Kang. Should have left it as is.
This is my favorite one so far.
I would agree.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but it is just generally an enjoyable episode. The only thing I found a bit weird was Peter Parker's voice, but he's still the person who does it still does a good job.
Yeah, I was really confused because sometimes it actually sounded like Tom Holland. And
yeah,
sometimes
it did sound like Tom Holland, and I was like, no, that's not Tom Holland. But is it Tom Holland? And I always skip the if I don't skip it, I don't pay attention to the names at the beginning. So I don't know who, because I'm just like, I don't care. If they're in, because sometimes it spoils it. It's like, oh, this character's back, and I'm like, well, great, spoil the show for me. Like I'm glad I didn't watch it when it was the Hank Pym episode 3, because it would have revealed Michael Douglas was back, and I would have gone, oh yeah, Ant-Man's there. But no, zombies. This is a lot of fun. I love zombies.
Yeah, this was a cool episode. There's also massive reveals and revelations during the episode.
Yep. So it starts with Bruce Banner coming back from Infinity War.
Yes.
And then crash landing, and then no one's there, and then Ebony Maw and the big hulky guy come along, and then they get eaten by the zombie Avengers, basically.
Yeah, they do. And then also Evil Vision.
Yep, Vision and Wanda can't catch a fucking break.
No, they can't.
Someone worked it out. Vision has died 4 times in the last 3 years. He died in Infinity War. He died in Endgame.
No, he didn't.
He died in WandaVision, and then he died in this, and then he died in something else. I can't remember what. At the end of something.
Wow.
No, before. Oh no, yeah, because I think. Well, he's been dead because he's died. He's technically dead at the beginning of WandaVision because his body's dead, and then he dies again in WandaVision because of.
I would still argue that's only 3.
Yeah, maybe, but still, one death a year basically, and they had a year without Marvel stuff, so.
He's died 2 times this year.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Like they really don't like Vision and Wanda for like being a couple for some reason.
No, in this episode, Vision is completely evil. He is feeding people to Wanda.
Boseman, yeah, he's feeding the Black Panther to Wanda to keep her alive, basically, because he worked out that Wanda is too powerful to be cured by the Infinity Stone, which was the cure at the end, the Mind Stone. That was because it basically kept the things at bay and fixed Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Floating head, and so, but it wasn't powerful enough to fix Wanda because she was too super powered, I guess,
somehow.
And so in order to keep her fed, he was luring people to the safe house and was feeding Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther to Wanda like he lost his leg, just to keep her basically satisfied so she wasn't going on a rampage and killing everyone. It's dark. These episodes are getting dark, and I love it. I love a dark episode.
Like, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Marvel all of a sudden becoming the darker one, and then DC becoming the more lifey jokey one.
Like DC doesn't have this level of like, oh yeah, our superheroes are just gonna feed another superhero to keep their dead girlfriend alive so that she doesn't go on a rampage and kill more people.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, they kill Captain America, and the Avengers just go.
Nearly everyone dies.
Yeah, there's only 3 people left, and then the end of it is Thanos with the Infinity Stones, and the only one he doesn't have is the one that they need.
Also, don't forget that there's also the Guardians and Thor. So if they do revisit this, they may include that, but I doubt they revisit it.
Well, there is the shot in the trailers where it's the Guardians of the Galaxy and 4 in place of the Avengers. You know that spinning shot in the first Avengers where it's New York and they spin around?
Oh, yeah.
There's that shot, but with the Guardians and 4. So that might take place after that if they wanted to.
When I think it's rumored at some point, I think the final episode might be the Guardians of the Multiverse.
I think next episode is Killmonger Iron Man from the
Yeah, that's what I can tell as well.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm not sure. I think there is an episode at some point, like I said last week.
I know there's an episode
4?
where Doctor Strange meets Peggy Carter's Captain Carter.
Well, there might be the Guardians of the Multiverse.
Maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure
That
that
might
is a
be.
thing. There's one plot on IMDb, I'm not sure if someone's just written this or if it's actually happening, where Vision becomes an all-powerful android known as Infinite Ultron. So when Ultron
Yeah,
puts
and
his
then there's
consciousness into Vision.
Yeah, and that might be the episode where the Watcher interferes. Because he keeps going, I won't interfere, but then he keeps fucking about with Doctor Strange and going, hey, look, I can see you and you can't do anything. and he's like, oh, you have the power to fix this. And he's like, nah,
Nah, I don't feel like it.
nah, I won't fix this. I won't fix your reality because I'm too powerful. And I like watching. That's all I'm allowed to do is watch.
Actually, what it could be, bit of theory here, if there's a Guardians Multiverse, the Watcher interferes with the Doctor Strange timeline, and then he brings them all back. In return, he says he must help out the multiverse.
Maybe. And maybe it's Doctor Strange from the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
I sort of think it is. I don't know what people...
Yeah, no. People go crazy. It's like, these are just fun little stories, the side projects. They don't all have to tie in together.
No, although I do think all these might tie in together.
Yes.
To an extent.
It's highly likely. Yeah, it's highly likely. I mean, who knows? It's 10 episodes. We've got 5.
Is it 10 or 9 episodes? I thought it was 9 episodes.
I think it's 10. I saw 10. I mean, I'm happy with it, however many. I think it's 10 episodes, though.
Well, that was just useless. I typed into Google number of episodes. It said 5. I don't think it is.
Well, that's how many it's currently. I mean, I'm just going to say 10. We'll just leave it at 10. 10 seems like a reasonable number. And then hopefully this show gets a second season. Because this is like one of the ones that they can do as many seasons as they like.
Well, you say that. It takes a long time to make.
Yeah, but they can do as many as they like and have it seasons. Because it's not like the stories run out, basically.
No, that's true. Although,
Because
maybe they've already started season 2. Just haven't told anyone.
maybe. I'm sure Disney's been planning this for ages. So they would have probably kicked season 2 into high gear even before this. Because they had faith in it. Like Loki season 2 was announced after season 1 finished. So
Yeah, right on the dot.
we might get
they
the
knew.
same thing. Yeah, we might get the same thing. It might be season 2 coming soon or coming. The What If series will continue.
Here's another point I think I'd like to say that ties into last week's TBL with Shang-Chi. I think this has been Marvel's best year of content overall.
2014 had
Winter Soldier and Guardians.
Yeah. 2016 had
Civil War.
Civil
Homecoming.
War and
Wait, Homecoming was 17, wasn't it?
No, I was.
Homecoming was 17. The 16 was just Civil War and Doctor Strange.
And
Thor was 2017.
I'm sure.
There's only 2 in 2016. There's 2 in 2015.
Marvel movies. Doctor Strange. I'm thinking of Deadpool. I mean, that's technically now owned by Disney.
I'm not including it. As Disney did not make it.
Hang on, when was 2017? 2017's Marvel movies.
Because I think this year...
Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man,
that-
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Logan. That's a pretty good year.
Yeah, but Logan's not part of MCU either.
It is technically Marvel, though.
I'm not
If
including
we're
it.
saying Marvel's year of content.
I think of this year is...
What was 2015? I like.
Well, the best ones this year would be WandaVision, Loki, Shang-Chi, maybe What If, Eternals, hopefully, and Spider-Man. This definitely has the hype to be the best year.
Yeah, 2012 was the only Avengers. So 2013 was Iron Man 3. I mean, yeah, this is probably a very good year. When was 2018 though? When was
Yeah, I suppose 18's the only other argument. I'd say.
2018 was Infinity War, Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Spider-Verse, Venom, Deadpool 2.
Maybe 2018. I reckon it's 2018 first at the minute, depending on what the next films come out, then this year.
What was 2019? 2019
Endgame and
Captain
From Home.
Marvel, Far From Home. Dark Phoenix knocks that off the title then. Like Dark Phoenix just drags everything down.
I mean, we'll wait and see. Maybe this will be...
Oh my god, Joker came out in 2019. I forgot. Fucking bullshit.
How can you forget that film? Everyone loves that film.
Ugh, whatever. Let's move on.
Good
Good episode of What If. Good episode.
Yes, good episode. Hopefully it continues. Next up, stream that movie news into my head. And we got multiple trailers, once again, as you would expect. And first one we're going to talk about is Infinite, an Amazon Prime original.
Yeah, featuring Mark Wahlberg. That guy from the Transformers.
Why did you call him Mark Wahlberg?
Because his name's Mark Wahlberg, and I wanted to make a joke, so I called him Mark Wahlberg.
It's a terrible joke. That's an American joke. I expect better from you. I'm disappointed.
No.
Just disappointed.
So, the description is Evan Macaulay, played by Mark Wahlberg, is haunted by memories of a place he's never visited. Joining forces with a team of reborn warriors, they must try and stop a madman from destroying the city of life and reincarnation, and that's it. And that's basically your summary. It's basically the Old Guard from Netflix.
Yes, I mean, I don't think I've ever watched that. However, this does look interesting. The CGI, for the most part, looked quite clean. I think there's a couple of scenes I thought was a bit iffy.
Yeah.
The whole premise sounds interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it looks alright. It kind of looks...
It's got Adrian Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Don't remember the guy's actor's name, but he's always great, whoever he plays.
Yeah, he's great. Like, I think the main bad guy looks really bad though. Like, it's just angry infant, like eternal guy.
It's just a classic bad guy, innit? Just an antagonist role, nothing special.
Yeah, I mean, it looks alright. I might check this out. It comes out quite soon. Like,
I mean, I would check it out, but I'm a very busy man.
Yeah,
very, very busy.
It just kind of looks a bit iffy.
To me, it looks generic. It just looks like a same old action film with cool CGI, maybe a new story premise, but at the end of the day, it just kind of seems the same.
It just reminds me of The Old Guard on Netflix because it's the same, like, immortal beings, basically.
I've never seen The Old Guard, so I can't comment on that one.
It's kind of... Well, basically, it's Charlize Theron and a bunch of other people who fight a guy who's trying to destroy immortality or try and harness the light. So this is... Only difference is this guy is trying to destroy immortality. The other bad guy from Old Guard is trying to get immortality from them. So that's the difference.
It seems all the same. I think the only other difference is this one's got an all-star cast. Well, not all-star, but it has a big star in the middle.
Well, it has... the Old Guard has Charlize Theron and the guy from Harry Potter who plays Harry Potter's... The guy who Harry Potter lives with, that guy.
A-list actor right there. A-list actor. How you can
and it's got the guy from Doctor Strange who's Barrymordo. The guy who goes around trying to kill other wizards at the end. Something Idealforge, I think. But yeah, I like The Old Guard. It was alright.
Well, so far there have been reviews in for Infinite. I think it actually came out already in June.
Well, it's probably one of those movies that got pushed and then bought out by Amazon just to bolster its content library.
Yeah, well, critics are not a fan of this film at all.
Oh no, I doubt it.
And audience are also not that thrilled from those who have seen it.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Generic action film. Oh, yeah. It's because it was on Paramount Plus.
Oh.
So this is coming to the UK.
That. Yeah, okay. Cool. I'm never going to watch this probably.
Not now.
There's so many Amazon... Well, no, I still like terrible movies. It's just that I was probably not going to watch this because there's so many Amazon Prime things that I need to watch that I haven't watched yet. And it's just like, I'll watch it eventually. This will be just one that I remember and I'll go, oh, right, yeah, that exists. Maybe I'll watch that when I'm bored.
Maybe. Never know. But the big one
move on
to talk about this whole week, because everyone is talking about it, absolutely everyone I even know. It's not
Don't look up. A Netflix original starring...
that's not what I was going to say, and you know it.
I know, I know, but we want to save that to the end, Dad. We got to build up the hype.
Well, why was it second then? You shut up at it last.
Well, that's just my organization skills coming in. That was the first trailer that I saw this week.
Everyone has to wait.
Yes.
We'll get to Don't Look Up, which actually is an all-star cast. This is what I get confused with.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Ariana Grande, Jonah Hill, other people, Rob Morgan, Timothy Chalamet, Ron Perlman, Tyler Perry, Mark Rylance, other people in this title card that keep popping up. There's a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
I always forget Ariana Grande is an actor or actress.
Yeah, she used to be. Because she was a Disney star. That's how she got big.
And then she made songs that won't be affiliated with Disney.
And also sexualized her dramatically as a child. And then she grew up. And people then sexualized her again.
I mean...
Also, she got an incredibly...
I'm not going to lie. Some of her songs don't help with that stereotype.
No. Also, she spray tanned herself to be a completely different color. Because she was a very pale child.
You should be happy with whoever you are. To everyone listening here, be happy with who you are.
I mean, I don't care. Scott Mescudi, Kate Blanchett, Meryl Streep, those people. It looks good. It's basically tells the story of two low-level astronomers who must go on a giant meteor tour to warn mankind of an approaching comet that will destroy planet Earth. And it's a comedy.
So the director...
Made by the people who did Step Brothers and Anchorman.
So the director of this film, he produced The Other Guys, produced Vice, he wrote The Big Short, and he wrote Ant-Man.
Yes.
Or was a writer on Ant-Man, I should say.
Yeah, but they highlight Step Brothers and Anchorman in this. So it's going to be a comedy, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, so it looks like it's just something to do with a asteroid coming to Earth.
Yeah, and no one gives a shit, basically. Which is pretty much how the world will react.
They'll be like, okay, was about to end. Just literally live my life normally, carry on my job.
I think, hang on, I can't remember, but I think this is the movie that Netflix or one of like the big news outlets said Leonardo DiCaprio is unrecognizable in his new role in this movie, and he looks exactly like he does. I can't remember if this is the movie that was referring to.
If I'm honest, when I first saw the actor, I didn't realize it was Leonardo DiCaprio until I realized Leonardo DiCaprio was in the film, and then I spotted it instantly.
Yeah.
I think it's more the fact that I wasn't expecting Leonardo DiCaprio to be in the film.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised he's doing Netflix. He's like one of those
exactly.
actors
That's what I'm surprised about.
I'm sure Netflix paid him a lot of money.
I feel like Jennifer Lawrence is more hidden than Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh no, Jennifer Lawrence would do anything.
No. I mean, like her visuals, like what she looks like, is less obvious.
Oh yeah, she's very different.
Yeah.
She's got red hair. Although I think there's a movie where she has red hair. I think she's like a spy in it.
And
anyway,
Ariana Grande is obvious. As from this clip I'm just looking at right now, she looks exactly like her.
She looks like Ariana Grande.
She's probably playing herself.
Probably. I'm sure. I think Jonah Hill's also playing the president, which is funny.
There's comedy, so what do you expect?
Yeah. I mean, Jonah Hill's a good actor. I like Jonah Hill.
So the release date for this film is the 10th of December 2021, just in time for Christmas. Everyone likes a nice depressing story for Christmas.
Oh no, in theaters on the 10th of December, and on Netflix on the 24th.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you can watch it in a theater, because Netflix always wants to do the theatrical release so that they can put films up for Oscars. Because the Oscars.
So did Netflix still make this, but then they just distribute Netflix. There we go. Say it there. Yeah, so Netflix just make a film on. I've never seen them do this.
No, Netflix owns cinema chains because in order to get Oscar, like to be in the Oscars, to get like your movie nominated for the Oscars, they have to have a theatrical release. So Netflix bought a bunch of cinemas and just releases their movies in that, so that they can then go to the Oscars and say these are theater released movies, so that they can have Oscar bait movies. So like the Irishman, they released that in theaters whilst having it on, so that they could get the Oscars for it. Basically,
did not know that. That's an interesting fact.
Is super stuck up and won't acknowledge streaming movies. So you have to have a theatrical. Yeah. So like if Disney released a streaming movie like Black Widow, if Black Widow had only gone to streaming, they wouldn't have acknowledged it probably at the Oscars if Disney tried to push it for the Oscars.
The Oscars are still going to ignore it anyway.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you never know. Shang-Chi might win an Oscar.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not just about white people, so it might get an Oscar.
Oh no, that means it will definitely lose. The Oscars are incredibly racist. They only try. I mean, maybe they will just to try and not appear racist.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. They always pick the films to like not appear racist.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are good, but some of them they do just fuck it up and go, oh yeah, this movie's got black people, and let's give it for that.
Yeah. The Oscars are just done for everything for the wrong reasons.
Also, they lose their viewership continuously because no one gives a shit about the Oscars anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's too many different streaming platforms, and there's too many movies that people don't care about the artsy ones. So
yeah, nobody cares if it's a good film or not. They just want to be entertained. Is the film entertaining? Yes, I'm going to watch it. Simple as that.
Do I care if this is an Oscar movie? No. Does Leonardo DiCaprio now have an Oscar? Yes. So I don't care anymore. They should have not given him that Oscar for The Revenant and just kept dragging it out, and people would have continued to watch just to see if he got the Oscar. Because that was the only reason I imagine people were still watching the Oscars, to see if he got an Oscar. And he could have won it for this, or potentially be up for the role in this. But he can't now, because he's already got it. It's pointless.
Can he not win another Oscar?
Yeah, he can, but
nobody cares now.
Once you win, who cares? Like Robert Downey Jr., if he ever wins an Oscar, then
I can't believe actually how long it took to get DiCaprio an Oscar.
Well, he shouldn't have won it for The Revenant. They only gave it to him as a lifetime achievement, basically. Because what happens is they don't give it to someone, and then they go, oh, we fucked up. They've been in so many good movies. We'll give it to him in their next movie. Because The Revenant is a shit movie. Like, it's terrible. It's so boring. And he's just grunting. He's not acting. He's just grunting in that movie. But they gave it to him because he'd been in a bunch of other stuff and he ate a raw deer meat or something.
Yeah, to be honest, DiCaprio's been in so many good films.
Yeah, he should have won it for The Wolf of Wall Street the year before.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And then they gave it to him as like a constellation because of a
Well,
career.
even, what's it called?
I don't know, Dan. I don't know what movie you're thinking of.
The Christopher Nolan one.
Oh, Departed? Is that Christopher Nolan?
No.
Oh, Inception.
That's the one. Yeah.
He's been in a lot of good movies, and he should have won an Oscar a lot sooner.
Yeah, he should have. But wait, what can you do?
There are a lot of actors who still haven't won Oscars. Like Will Smith never won an Oscar. That one's not that surprising.
Well, I have no idea how to transition to our next film, so I'm...
Will Smith was in a DC movie. There you go.
Talk about DC films. Injustice, a film is coming out. However, it is animated.
Yes, but it looks good.
It does look good, and it's also R-rated.
Well, that is also good.
I don't believe there's going to be swearing, but there will be blood. So
is there going to be an obligatory sex scene?
I doubt it.
For no reason.
I doubt it.
Well, just for some odd reason, DC loves to impart random sex scenes when they do R-rated. Because there's a Suicide Squad movie that has a random sex scene between Harley Quinn and Deadshot, and then the Killing Joke has a random sex scene between Batman and Barbara Gordon. So, for whatever reason, whenever they make an R-rated movie, they have to put an obligatory sex scene in it.
Maybe there will be then. Maybe there will be, but I don't know where it will, because this movie is all about...
before Lois Lane dies.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, how to show that they love each other. They fuck.
Well, it actually seems quite comic book accurate, this film.
Well, technically it should be video game accurate, because the storyline was from the video game, and then they made a comic
Well, yes,
book.
it does say in the trailer it is based on the video game, then based on the comic.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, I actually want to watch this. I don't think it's
I feel like the Joker looks a bit weird, but I mean, that's the...
the whole art style looks a bit weird. It looks like classic art style for DC films or properties.
But I like it. I like that storyline, though. I really enjoyed the first...
I want to watch it just for that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first Injustice game. I never got the second one because it just seemed like a microtransaction hellhole.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I don't feel like you can really do more with the storyline.
No, what did they even try and do? Was it like...
Injustice 2, I don't remember. It was something stupid.
It was like Superman became a tyrant again, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, speaking of tyrants, Dan, Star Wars has tyrants, and we got a Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales.
Yes, it's a Halloween special. Ooh, I forget Halloween's coming.
Yeah, we had the Christmas special, and now we get the Halloween special from Lego Star Wars. And this one looks dumb as fuck, and I love it. Because I like Lego Star Wars. Like, the Star Wars franchise loves to take the piss out of the classics, and this looks like it's a Simpsons-style Treehouse of Horror premise, where you're going to get, like, 3 or 4 different stories all taking place at once that are told throughout the main arcing story of, like, Poe being scared of going to this hotel or whatever, and they tell, like, camp stories that are, like, alternate versions of the storylines from Star Wars. So if Luke became a bad guy, basically because Vader promises to teach him, if Kylo Ren is haunted by his past of killing all those people,
it's
probably.
What If. It's Star Wars What If.
Yeah, but it looks fun. I like it. There's a lot of
characters. It
does
look interesting. I might watch it.
I mean,
however,
this looks a lot more interesting than the Christmas special, because the Christmas special was like upbeat and happy and whatnot, and this looks...
Yes, we get it. You like dark and depressing stuff.
No, I like happy stuff, but sometimes dark is good. Right, let's get it over with, Dan. Let's talk about the one that everyone wants to hear about.
The Matrix Resurections. And
the Matrix.
The Matrix. And I know you have a lot of thoughts in this trailer. However, I'm going to start off by saying this looks like it's the same as the first film.
Yes. I haven't actually watched the entire trailer because I got bored.
I mean,
it looks good.
Trailer.
Have you gone onto the website whatisthematrix or whatever it is.com and looked at the 2 different teaser trailer options and then scrolled through all like the 100 different teaser trailer options and all the different like marketing promotion for this movie?
No, I didn't know that was a thing. That does sound actually really cool.
Yeah, they did that before the movie trailer release. They were like, here's a teaser, go to this website, because it's what they did in the 90s where they released the first Matrix movie. It's the same URL as the movie website that they had in 1999. So they basically did that. And I mean, this trailer doesn't look bad. It's just, I don't care. I've never watched The Matrix. My plan is to watch The Matrix before this movie comes out.
Yeah, so I have seen The Matrix. I think you do need to watch 2 and 3. I've not seen 2 and 3. I have seen a recap what happens in 2 and 3, and it does look terrible.
Well, I've seen most of the stuff that happens in The Matrix through review channels, the clips that I've seen online and all of that. So I have a basic understanding of what The Matrix is, how The Matrix works, what happens in The Matrix, all of that. The philosophy of The Matrix, the deeper meanings, how it's like a trans symbolism and whatnot, because the directors were transitioning through the making of these movies and whatnot, and how all of that is a thing. I get all of that. I just never watched them. So this movie, whilst it's big for everyone else, I don't have any interest, but maybe after watching them all, I'll have an interest, and maybe I'll enjoy this movie a lot. Yeah,
so I actually really enjoyed the first Matrix. I think the first Matrix is fantastic.
Well, yeah, it's a classic, and then everyone hates the second and third.
Which is understandable because the second and third one is terrible.
Yes. But that's my general understanding. It's like, the first one is incredible, one of the best movies ever, and then second and third one kind of try and overcomplicate it too much and fail doing it in execution. So they're like...
Yeah. But however, this one seems like it is going back. So I believe at the end of the third one, the Matrix got reset.
Dies. Yes,
Neo dies and the Matrix got reset.
Well, Neo supposedly dies, because you don't see his body get destroyed, and whenever a body isn't destroyed, then they're not dead, or they can come back, because you can still... Or maybe his consciousness got uploaded into the Matrix and his body perished, but his mind didn't. There's a lot of fan theories on this.
But in this trailer, we see him taking the blue pill every day.
Yes.
Or because he's a chosen one, and then whatever reason.
Well, people are... Well, from this fan speculation that I've seen... Because I'm sad and I go and look. I don't like the movie, but I still go and look at all the fanfare and whatnot about this. It looks like the Matrix basically got reset, and in order to keep the one basically suppressed, they set up a scenario where he's basically living his life, but he's taking the blue pill to keep him suppressed because it's being subscribed it by his therapist. And the overarching thing is that his therapist and all of that is going to be the big bads and whatnot. Just that it's the computer program. So if they keep him nulled and dull and he just lives his life, and then he suddenly runs into Trinity and it all kicks off and he starts learning about his past and starts having the hallucinations and he stops taking the blue pill and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so I believe they're going to set up this film as a reboot, effectively, which ironically, for most franchises, I mean, it's terrible. However, The Matrix is the only franchise you can have a sequel as a reboot.
Yes, and it makes sense.
Yes.
Also, this is Keanu Reeves, so Keanu Reeves is on a high point in his career at this moment, so at this point, I don't think he can fail.
No,
I'm still disappointed though that this movie isn't coming out on the same release date of John Wick 4, because out of those two movies, if I had to go and see one day one, I would have gone and seen John Wick 4.
I would have gone to see Matrix if I had to see one or the other. I next time I've seen John Wick.
Well, I've only seen all the John Wicks, so that would have been like, well, if I had to pick, I would have gone and seen John Wick 4. Even though I don't really like the John Wick franchise. I think Keanu Reeves is good, I like the action, but I think the stories are just crap at this point. Because it's all just overcomplicated nonsense for why he killed his dog. And it's like, give it a little bit more justification why he's continuing to do that. Because it's like very stretched at this point. They killed his dog and then he's gone and trying to dismantle an entire structure that basically gave him an out, and then he turned around and went, nah, I don't want that out, I'm just going to kill everyone.
Yes.
But yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. Although this is technically not the fourth film in the Matrix franchise.
No, there was an Animatrix movie.
Yes.
Which is an anime, Dan, so I know you'd love it.
Well, apparently I've heard that it fills in a lot of gaps.
Well, there's also a video game that is apparently still canon that takes place after the events of the movie, the third one, that people are speculating will tie into this, because Morpheus isn't in it, and in the video game spoilers, he dies. So that is potentially why Morpheus doesn't return in this. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. This movie could be terrible, but it could also be good.
I think the fans are just going to push it the same way the fans pushed The Force Awakens.
Yes. I reckon if Spider-Man does, like we've said, in our first to $1 billion movie, this is one of those movies that has the highest chance of doing it because of the fandom, people's love of Keanu Reeves, the time that it's releasing.
I still don't think it's going to reach 1 billion. I don't think The Matrix is that popular. I think it's a vocal...
If it releases on HBO, then no. I don't remember if this is one of the movies releasing on HBO Max and with a cinema release. Because I think Warner Brothers might be doing that. And if they do that, then no. I don't think it will hit a billion.
Yes, HBO Max.
Yeah, then it's not going to hit 1 billion. Because people will just stream it.
Well, apparently HBO Max is going to be exclusive for 1 month.
Is it after the theatrical release?
I'm not sure, possibly.
Well, we'll leave it at that and then move on to some other streaming and TV movie news and all that lovely nonsense.
Oh no, here we go. No, it's a month later.
So it'll come to theaters and then go to HBO Max. Yeah, because I think they're doing that now. I think they're giving.
Oh no,
theaters...
no, I was wrong. It's come out at the same time. I misread it. It's come out at the same time for a month.
Fucking hell, Dan.
Sorry,
just giving people false information and then immediately taking it back. Like, what are you?
Yeah, it's
doing?
not making 1 billion. No chance.
Nah, not with it coming out on HBO Max, because then it would just get pirated and people will watch it like that if they don't want to pay for HBO Max. It might do well at the box office, probably rake in like a couple million.
Yeah, maybe like 100
million
or 200 mil. That'll be it.
Yeah.
It'll be worldwide. The domestic box office will be terrible.
Yeah.
I reckon worldwide will be alright, but yeah.
Yeah.
However, we've got some other random streaming news to go through.
Yes.
Including one which I think you're going to be absolutely ecstatic for.
Yeah.
There is a rumoured Alita Battle Angel TV show coming to Disney+.
See, this doesn't... Okay. So, in the future, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first ever commentary coming out on our TBOs, which is an Alita Battle Angel review. The worst movie ever created in cinematic history. My least favourite movie.
Which apparently we're in the minority for, somehow.
Yes. So you'll be able to watch along as we talk over the movie, and you can hear all of my hatred and vitriol spewing out of my little mouth going, hey, look, I hate this movie. Because at the time of going and watching the movie, I hated it so much, I went back to the cinema and wrote a shit ton of notes of every moment I hated in the movie. And so when that comes out, you'll be able to hear my point-for-point recollection of a movie that came out in 2018, I think, or 2017. I can't remember when it actually came out. But yeah, so this TV series probably isn't 2019. Fuck, it was only 2 years ago. Jesus Christ. It felt like a lifetime ago.
You just want to forget about it that much.
Yeah. But yeah, this doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world, because it's probably going to explore different characters and other stuff. If it explores the same characters from that show, I'm going to hate it.
If I'm honest, I think Alita Battle Angel could work as a TV show. It just doesn't work as a film.
Well, no, because I'm not going to get into it. You can fucking hear all my thoughts in it when we release the episode on 100th episode.
Everyone have to wait, and you have to, just as a word of warning, you pretty much have to watch it with the TV show, the film, which is on Disney+.
Yep,
for it to make
that's
sense.
how we watched it. Well, no, you could just hear our hit vitriol. You don't have to make any sense. If you've already watched it, you don't have to watch along. But if you want it to make a bit more sense, watch along. But this doesn't anger me as much as that movie does.
No, because I feel
I
like
will not
the
be
story
watching
can actually
it.
be developed in this one.
Yeah, I won't be watching it. I hate this fucking universe. It's shit, and I don't like it. But I would, if it's confirmed that there's all the characters returning from the movie, I'm gonna burn my Disney Plus subscription.
How's that going to work?
I'm going to get one of their flyers and I'm going to burn that.
Okay.
And then post it to my YouTube channel.
And say, here's my Disney Plus.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, let's go on to something I actually enjoy, Dan.
Destiny 2. Carrying on with the rumours, Destiny 2 are setting up to have a possible massive film and TV franchise.
Yes. This is definitely an interesting choice because there's been a Halo movie and TV show in development hell for years, and this is a similar franchise with extensive lore, and it was made by the same studio in terms of like creation and whatnot. And so I don't know how they do this without it just looking kind of cheap and crappy unless they put a massive budget behind it.
Yes, I feel like they need someone like HBO to pick it up.
Or Disney or something like that.
Yes, just someone like that to pick it up. Because
so an
every single bit of scenery in this Destiny universe just doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's all CGI. It's all big rocks and ice glaciers and floating platforms and
Yeah, the amount of
heavy.
money it would have to do to create. I would watch it. Actually, to be honest, I don't think I would care if the CGI is bad, as long as the story is good.
Yeah. Well, they have done live action trailers which look all right, where they have like the people with the costumes and like have like.
Yeah, actually, do you know what?
They're not
thinking
terrible.
about it. A lot of Destiny is dark. If you have a lot of the
Yes.
Ascension plane, a lot of Hive dungeons, it's all very dark, and dark is really good for low budget.
Yes, because you don't have to highlight as much of the scenery. It's all just obscured by darkness.
Yes, so it could work. I think the Destiny story is very good, and there's a lot of source
It's
material.
very deep.
Yes.
So there's a lot to take from. You could do a lot of different storylines.
I think they would have to pretty much cut out all the lore.
For the thing is, for a franchise that people says has no story, it has the most extensive story imaginable. You just
I've
have
never
to
seen
go
a
and look.
game with this much lore.
There's some, but like this is one of the ones with the most lore behind it.
Maybe
and
World of
people say-
Warcraft might have more. I don't know, but
I know Skyrim has a lot of lore behind it, like background lore.
The Skyrim's been up for
Witcher
many more years than Destiny has.
Yeah, but it's only one game, and it's been
It's kind of
like
more. You've got Elder Scrolls. It's all tied in it.
yeah, but that sort of like thing. But yeah, the only thing that I worried about it is it's like the same thing with the Halo thing. There's been a Halo game, like TV show or movie in development hell for years, and I feel like this could potentially be stuck in that same thing because how
That is
you adapt.
true. However, I believe Halo is owned by Xbox or Microsoft, right?
Yes.
So that is the difference. This is now an independent franchise.
Yes.
It's got no headroom under it. So,
But it's not the studio that has the problem. It's the fact that like how the director you choose, the budget that you want to set for it, because it's like, do you set a low budget and then have it not be fully realized, or do you give it a massive budget and then have it potentially tank? It's like the scripts, the production, like all that. It's just you're putting a lot of money into something, and if it's not perfect and the fans don't like it and whatnot, you're gonna try and simplify it for new people. You're gonna hardcore it for hardcore fans. You're gonna like there's a balancing.
I feel like you would
and
have to
I feel
simplify it. Yeah, you can't not simplify it. You have to allow it. If you want it to be a success, you have to allow it for new people to get on board, people who don't know what Destiny is, and you'd have to. I don't know which storyline you would do. I don't know if Taken King.
I reckon if you did the bits like all the lore before the current timeline, like the Golden Age, basically.
Actually,
like
that's
the
true. I would
collapse-
love to see a Golden Age TV show.
Yeah, the collapse of the society and everything, the Clovis Bray, all of that stuff.
I mean, that'd be fantastic if a TV show, like the first season was just before the collapse, and then the cliffhanger is the collapse. The final episode.
and
that
then
would be fantastic. I would love that.
yeah.
I want to watch it.
Hire me, Destiny 2 TV show runners. I'll write
talk
the
about
story.
hiring. Let's just get into where this rumor started off. So it's been spotted that Bungie has a listing for among dozens of new employees for senior positions of executive placements in development for film, TV, and transmedia.
Yeah, that also includes advertising, though.
Yes, yeah. So it basically means high up directors for managing all of film, TV, and advertising for all that.
Yeah, so it could just be they want advertising. People.
Yes, I mean, it hasn't even greenlit yet, so it would probably be after Destiny's finished.
Yeah, probably.
This would come out. So I think the final season of Destiny or the final expansion is 2024.
Mm.
So you might see something in like 2026 if you're lucky.
We'll keep you posted on
Keep
any
you posted.
news
5
after.
years. 5 years time, we might get a Destiny show.
I mean,
And we might be a successful podcasting team. You never know.
yeah, maybe. Do you want to know of a show that's coming out very soon, though, Dan?
Yes, go for the opposite end of the spectrum.
Alter Ego, Dan. Meet the colourful avatars of Fox's new singing competition, Alter Ego.
Is it actual avatar?
No, this is people in full body tracking suits making virtual reality character competition singers. So it looks interesting.
Oh wow, it's actually
It's
got
like
big artists in this.
Yeah, it's got Elon Musk's girlfriend. I can't remember her name because I can't see it right immediately.
See, I feel like this is the Masked Singer.
Well, it's based. I think it's built by the same like runners. Like
Yeah,
the people
apparently
who did
this comes out straight afterwards. So It's on the TV show. It comes out straight after. I actually would be tempted to watch this.
I will never watch it because I hate singing shows.
Same, but I'm just sort of curious about technology and stuff, see what it looks like.
Yeah, they're supposedly doing a behind the scenes on how all the technology works and like the real time tracking of the people's bodies and everything like that. It's got will.i.am, Grimes, Alanis Morissette, and Nick Lachey serving on the judging panel, and it's hosted by Rosie Diaz. They also lately the other guy, Nick guy, will also give an exclusive backstage tour and show the viewer how the alter ego motion capture technology works during a 30-minute Masked Singer sneak peek special after. So yeah, this just caught my eye because virtual body tracking and all of that, real-time tracking, like virtual avatars, it's like a thing on YouTube and Twitch where people use like avatars, like with motion tracking. The biggest one is probably Code Mako or Mako.
Can't say I've heard of them.
Well, they're like a Twitch streamer who's like interviews like other Twitch streamers, but she has a full body tracking suit and she's got like pink hair and she's like a cute anime girl thing. I think she's probably the biggest one that people know. And then people have like their like furries, I think, have avatars and stuff like that.
Furries have to be involved somehow.
Yeah, there's a lot of because it's just people who don't want to show their face having a cat because people like to look at something if you're reacting to stuff, and if you're shy and you don't want to show your face, then this is the alternate way to do it.
Perfect for us.
No, I don't have any.
What if we did Alter Ego's live podcast edition? I don't know, just saying.
Maybe one day. Maybe we'll run out of ideas.
Episode 200 special.
Maybe. Got a year.
Yeah, a year to get enough money to do this.
Well, to be honest, there's like free programs that can do it. So
I think it's more the suit that's quite expensive.
Oh, what, a furry?
No, the motion capture suit.
Oh, no, you don't even know. A lot of them don't need motion capture. Like, there are ones that just use your webcam.
Oh, wow.
And will just map it over your face. Like the AR emoji things that Samsung and Apple do.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah, it'll just do that. Like, you can get really expensive ones that are like video game ones, but you can just have your phone do it for you, or your webcam, and then have the software running in the background. But yeah, that was just a show that looked interesting. It's like that Netflix Mars Dates or whatever it is, where you have the furry beasts or whatever it is, where it's like a bunch.
I remember that.
Yeah,
one. That sounds so bad.
And it's just people dressed up in the worst outfits because they're like, oh, let's have these people look really ugly and show that people can love without seeing the person behind it. And then they have like the most sexy people underneath all that makeup and stuff. And it's like, oh, so they just end up dating hot people anyway. So what was the point? Like, you could have had a guy with elephantitis go on the show and find love, because what's the point? They're covered in makeup. They could have hidden it all. And then they could have shown people do love without having physical attraction.
Well, talking about odd news to do with movies, you love NFTs, don't you?
Nope.
Well, a new Anthony Hopkins NFT movie, Zero Contract, unveils trailer.
Yeah, so this is the first ever movie that is an NFT.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So, does that mean only one person's going to buy it? For the whole film?
Maybe. I don't actually fully understand how this works. Maybe it's just the trailer?
It might be just the trailer. It makes more sense.
But no, I think it is the full movie. So, produced in 17 different countries, entirely virtually during the 2020 global pandemic, Zero Contact follows 5 characters based all over the world, connected only by their devotion to the late founder and tech titan Anthony Hopkins. Forced to work together to shut down Hart's most secret invention, a machine that is either the solution to mankind's problems or the end of life on Earth, the ensemble cast also features Veronica Veres, Alex Punikov, Chris Bruchu, Lily Krug, TJ Kamaya, and Martin Stenmark. I have butchered all of their names. So, promotional tour runs a little bit different than most, as it should be, since it's truly one of the first NFT movie blended experiences. Valou says via a press release they plan on dropping new content for fans over several consecutive drops, and they include an exclusive Platinum Edition auction launching on September 24th. In addition, a golden ticket sweepstake launching today. Okay, that was a couple days ago. Will offer 100 early NFT fans each week a chance to score NFT bundles just for signing up at the VLU.io site.
Your naming skills are just fantastic, you know.
VUELE.io is the site, I guess.
You guess? Doesn't sound
Well,
very
it
sure
says
of yourself.
it says signing up to that word site, so I guess that's the site. From the way we shot the film using Zoom and remote production to a distribution on the first global NFT platform, we're thrilled to bring a film. I think it is the film. I think
It
the
is a film.
is
It is film.
Yeah, I think
You have to buy an NFT to watch the film.
Yeah. What's the point? What is the point?
NFTs are worth money.
Yeah, but what's the fucking
For like
point?
100 quid a ticket, and they'll be like, yeah, people will buy it because NFTs. It means
it's-
you own a cinema
not
ticket for life.
I guess, but like, what?
See, the realistic question is, what is the whole point of NFT anyway when it's just a piece of artwork that you don't actually own?
Yeah, I imagine someone's going to pirate this and I could just watch it later.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I don't get it. Whatever. Who cares? Let's move on. I'm sick of NFTs.
Well,
I hate
let's move on to we've lost the controller of the newser, and we've got another massive topic to discuss.
Yep,
Which is
Sony.
Sony's PlayStation PlayStation Showcase 2021.
Yeah, so Xbox has been dominating the news in most cases because they have games now. So what did Sony go and do? Brought games to show off.
Sony, the king of exclusives. Or queen, can be a queen.
Yes. So we started off with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, a game I've never played.
Same.
But it's very, very popular.
Apparently so. It's also coming to PC.
Yes. Some of these, that's the big thing. Something I never expected is coming up later, but that's coming to PC that I didn't expect, which is the Uncharted series is coming to PC.
Yes, it does. It's very interesting to see how Sony is branching to PC. I do think one day they might actually bring all the exclusives to PC.
I don't want that. They might do. But yeah, that's the big first thing. It's just a teaser trailer at the moment. They've got Aspire is working on it, and it's apparently a full remake. They're focusing on the story of the original game, and they're just basically gonna overhaul it, remake all the graphics, make the... I think it's also an online multiplayer game, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, wow. Maybe crossplay enabled. Never know.
Maybe. But yeah, it's apparently one of the best Star Wars games that's out there, so... Who knows? I think Aspire has done like a load of other remakes of big games. So
they have. Next up, there was Project Eve, which is
was anime as all hell.
Yeah, it's
so I know you hated it.
Bayonetta looking action game.
Yeah, you don't know what Bayonetta is.
No idea, but I read it off the article.
It's a sexy girl with hair that is her suit of body armor.
It almost sounds like a little bus angel.
Not even in the slightest.
I literally just got anime and body parts shifting.
Her hair is basically living and it wraps around her, and that's her suit of. So if she doesn't have her hair wrapped around her, she's naked.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. It's also a Nintendo game, like one of those. So it's weird. I've never played them, but they're like massive monsters, massive fight scenes, and this looks pretty fucking decent for like very graphically advanced. Then we had Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which is the Borderlands spin-off with not Final Fantasy. It's fantasy themed.
Yes, we did.
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes,
but
we
with
did
guns.
talk about this in an episode a few weeks back.
Yeah, when it was first announced.
Yeah.
But now we got like full gameplay trailer, like the weapons that are going to be in it, the actual setting, like a bit more, because it was just a teaser last time. It was just announced. This is an actual showcase of what the game's going to play like, basically. And it looks pretty fun.
There was also a Forspoken trailer, which is a Square Enix game coming out in 2022. Spring of 2022.
I think this game was Project something or other when it was first announced, and then it got changed to Forspoken. I can't remember what the name originally was, but I know it was Project something. And it was like when the PlayStation 5 first launched, it like the first showcase that they did. It was like that big open world game that everyone was like, that looks really next gen.
Right.
And I think it was just called Project something or other, but it wasn't an actual title yet. And now it's got named Forspoken. And this looks really fun. Like maybe apparently it's going to...
Square Enix can make a comeback from the last two films. Games. Last two games.
Yes.
Avengers and what was the other one I keep forgetting about? Outriders?
Yes, Outriders.
Yeah. It's forgettable already.
And the Guardians of the Galaxy game got a new trailer that looks all right. There's space combat in it, which is interesting. But yeah, this game has a mix between New York, I think, and the open world fantasy world. So you're going to switch between going, like, walking around New York and walking around this, like, you'll get the story from the New York perspective and then, or whatever city it's set in, and then you'll get the fantasy open world adventuring and the combat and all of that.
Yes,
So,
this actually does look very good from the trailer.
yeah. Then we got some more Rainbow 6 or 5 Extraction.
Rainbow 5 Extraction, Rainbow 6 Extraction.
Yeah, Rainbow 6 Extraction.
What did you say 5?
Which is, I don't know, I saw the X and then I didn't see the, well, that would be 10, isn't it? X is 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I always fucking forget Roman numerals.
That's not Roman numerals, it's 6.
That is Roman numerals.
What, SIX?
Yeah, IX is Roman numerals for lettering.
IX is, that's 9.
Well, whatever.
Still not right.
Well, then they did it wrong. Because it's IX is 9 then. So it's not even 6.
It's got an S in it.
Oh, fuck, I didn't see I thought it was rainbows and then 6.
No, it's not Rainbow's 9.
Well, I don't know.
It's Rainbow 6.
Look, my brain doesn't work properly. So whatever.
I mean, it's not like
This
it's
is
even
their
that much different. Rainbow's bold and 6 is inverted.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm stupid. It's late. This is their zombie plague thing that's like co-op. It looks pretty fun, but I'll never play it, so.
We also had a first look at Alan Wake Remaster.
Yes. So Alan Wake was like a game that people liked. The only game that I know is that it's the people who did Control, that game where you have like the superpowers and you like. It was a really good game from what people said. It's like the female heroine, red hair. She can do like telekinesis, throwing shit at people. That game, if you ever saw anyone.
Not sure I can say I know about the game.
It was like a very, very big game. Like one of the most critically awarded games of the last few years.
And the biggest news
is...
of the whole event, we had news about GTA 5 Remaster.
Yes. It looks the same.
Yeah.
I think all they've done is probably improve the load times.
And maybe ray tracing as well.
It doesn't even look like they have fucking ray tracing.
Well, you can see from the God rays. There's no God rays.
Oh, great. Cool.
You know, it adds so much experience. It's probably better shadows as well. Better.
All I know is that you get $1 million dollars or whatever it is in GTA up until its release. So if you're a PlayStation user.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it says. It's just got a bit of ray tracing now.
But you have to log in. So as much as I'd love to claim it, I have to log in. And I haven't logged into GTA in so long. So who gives a shit?
I think the other good thing about it is the fact you've now got it's not so long load waiting times. You can just shift between characters really quickly.
Yeah, they'll have improved that. That was basically it.
Yeah.
I never finished the story of GTA 5.
I pretty much just started it and then never I can't be bothered. Went to GTA Online, did GTA Races. Only reason why I got the game, GTA Racing.
Also, are they going to make you pay for this again? Because they made you pay for it again for PS4.
Probably. They got to make money somehow.
Sweet. Then we got Ghostwire Tokyo, which is the fun one because it's owned by Microsoft now, and this was pre-Microsoft acquisition, so it's now an exclusive for PlayStation, but it's owned by Bethesda, who is now owned by Microsoft, so all the money is basically going to go to Microsoft.
This game is also coming to PC as well.
Yes. But it looks fun. It's like you're fighting demons and a weird headless schoolgirl from the trailer. It looks kind of fun. I mean, I don't have much to say on it. It's not my type of game, but it is. It looks pretty fun. It looks pretty cool.
I mean, all the graphics for pretty much all these games look fantastic. Apart from
they all look
GTA,
stunning. Yeah, GTA looks the same. Then we got Guardians of the Galaxy, which basically reveals the Nova Corps, the main storyline, what you're fighting, this weird cult-like dude. It's got some ship combat, bit more of the sense of humor that I didn't really enjoy. I feel like the trailer cut a weird gag out because it's Peter Quill clutching at his heart, pretending he has he's having a heart attack, and then the guy goes, "What are you doing?" And then it's just him just standing up and going, "Well, that was a thing that happened." I don't get what I know this game has choices, so you can choose like different choices and they'll affect the storyline, but
similar
I don't know
to
if
Detroit Become Human.
Or like
games.
the Telltale games and stuff like that. So I think I imagine one of the options is like fake a heart attack and then like it's just awkward, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they're going for with that joke, but they've got also a space dog that can talk, so I mean, and it's got a Russian accent, so it looks fun.
And once again, the graphics look. I mean, all the ray tracing you can tell with this one. All the colors like popping a lot.
Looks pretty good. I mean, some of the characters look a bit clunky, but
it looks like a Square Enix game.
Well, it is a Square Enix game, so
yeah, exactly. That's my point. Square Enix has got a very particular character style.
Yeah, we got a bit more about Blood Hunt, which is a vampire battle royale, basically.
Yes.
Where you go around, which looks.
It was already on PC. I think it's quite popular. It's free to play and is coming to console later this year. I don't think it's PlayStation exclusive. I think it's on PS and.
Oh no, I don't think it's
Xbox.
This one's coming to everything. Then we got a bit more of Deathloop, but this video is unavailable, so we'll move right along.
Probably taken out for some reason. Who knows why?
Dan, do you know who Radiohead are?
I have heard of Radiohead.
They're a very popular band, and do you know who Epic is?
What do you mean, Epic as an Epic?
Yeah, Epic.
Or do you mean the band Epic?
No, the video game company. The one who's fighting Apple.
Yeah, but what do you mean they're coming to PS5?
Well, Radiohead and Epic are coming to PS5, so the Epic Store. So basically, it's Epic and Radiohead are making a game called Kid Amnesia, and it's a amnesiac virtual exhibition presented by Radiohead and Epic. Kid A is one of my favorites album. Okay, so I think it's just a musical showcase, but it's I don't know what it is. It doesn't really explain it. It's a weird trailer.
Well, apparently it's coming in November. I don't think it's a game.
Well, I think it's an experience for VR, so
that makes sense. PlayStation are still trying to do the VR, push it, get this sales.
I imagine you can do it without VR, but who knows? Then we got a weird little game where you can fly into a pigeon and a dog and a crab.
That's about it.
That was all I got. Yeah, and then it looks like it's an environmental message game because it's like this sweet little island and then this big industrial oil rig or whatever it is comes in at the end.
Yeah, I think this is a game for children to help children to learn about the environment and stuff.
Probably. I mean, it looks fun. It's got a little ukulele section which is placed The Last of Us 2 mechanic of using the touchpad to play the musical notes. So who cares?
This has also got the running theme of it coming to PS4, PS5, and the Epic Store in 2022.
Yep. Then we got the reveal that Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy are coming to PlayStation 5 and PC out early 2022.
See, I think the reason why all these games are coming to PC is because of the lack of PS5s.
No, I think Sony is trying to move to PC just to.
Well, but do you not think because the console shortages are going to go on to 2023, right?
Well, no, because this game's already out on PS4, so why would they need to fucking worry about
the
PS5?
remaster? I think let's just give a bit more money in it.
I guess, but I don't think Sony would want to carve out
because
less
at this point,
reason to.
If you're going to remaster the game for PS5, you're not going to get that many sales just for PS5. So you have to put it on PC to up the sales to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, but you're also then because then you have less of a reason to buy the console if you can buy it on PC.
You can't buy the console anyway.
Yeah, but if you're not having a fucking reason to buy the console,
you can't buy the console. That's my point.
Yeah, that you're then lessening your.
Yeah, but it's only these
reason
ones because it seems like after 2023, it's not going into PC or late 2022.
So this was a big one that got revealed later. Marvel's Wolverine.
Yep,
it's
I'm
just
buying
a cinematic.
PS5.
It's just a cinematic, but it is a gruff, bloodied Wolverine sitting at a bar and a guy coming up behind him with a knife, and then you get a shot of his claws coming out of his fist. And that's it. That's all we get. Also, there's a license plate that says Hulk something on it, and it's basically a reference to a comic of Wolverine versus the Hulk. So people are now speculating that Hulk's going to be in it and he's going to fight Wolverine just from a license plate on the bar.
I mean, who knows? I really hope this is an 18 or M-rated or.
Also, it's made by the people who made Spider-Man, so it's on Insomniac.
Insomniac have had a great reputation right now. They're on a roll with all the games they make.
Yes. This is also coming out before the next Insomniac game that we're talking about later on. Because we got to talk about Gran Turismo 7. It's finally got a release date of March 2022. And this is a fucking impressive game.
When did Gran Turismo 6 come out? I don't remember.
2015? 2016.
Wasn't that Gran Turismo Sport?
Oh, I don't remember.
I feel like 6 was back in PS3 days, wasn't it? Yeah, PS3, 2013.
Yeah,
it's been
2013.
What, 8-9 years since the last one?
Last one in the mainline series, and then Sport was 2017. So it's been a couple years since the last Gran Turismo game.
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it? It's like
This one looks fucking crazy though, because some of the shots in it, I thought it was real footage, just because of how graphically nice it looks.
Some of it does look just fantastic.
Like the cities, the cars themselves just look like photo. There's also now like photo modes. You can customize your cars in incredible ways. You like purchase different engine parts and stuff like that. It looks crazy, man. Like I don't really play driving games much anymore, but like I played Gran Turismo 5. That was like the last one I played properly. And I wanted to play the Gran Turismo game that, like, I think it was Sport because it had the VR mode.
Yeah, the VR mode was pretty cool, actually, because every different car had a different interior.
Yeah. I wanted to do that, but I didn't have time to play it, and I wanted to get the driving wheel, and then I never got driving wheel, so I was just like, I'll do that eventually. And then, Dan, I know you want to talk about this one.
Spider-Man 2!
Yeah.
Another reason why I'm going to get a PS5. You have to play 3 games.
This one interests me, though, because Kraven the Hunter is probably the big bad, and then you got Venom.
Yes, I think it was pretty obvious that it would be Venom, based on the last Spider-Man. It was setting it up. I think it was the cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah, isn't it Harry Osborn Venom
yes,
now?
Yes, Harry Osborn, not Eddie Brock. Or they might still have Eddie Brock.
Also, you might get Green Goblin, because Norman Osborn.
Yes, I don't think there was Green Goblin in the last one, if I remember.
No, it was Electro...
Doc Ock, Negative Man. Who else was it? Lizard?
Vulture?
Oh,
Rhino?
The 6. Probably Rhino, I think it was. Is that 6?
And then you had Taskmaster as like a little side villain.
Yes, I don't think... Oh, that was a side quest.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine they're bringing... for this one, they're going to bring in all like the heavy hitters. So like, yeah, Norman Osborn's Green Goblin.
Yes, it looks fantastic. I want to get it.
It's got Miles Morales and Peter Parker Spider-Man playing. Like, probably you'll switch between the two of them during combat, I imagine.
Yeah, well,
so you'll get...
I hope... It might be multiplayer.
They might do a multiplayer mode for it.
They might do a campaign.
But I think it'll be like one of those probably like the Guardians of the Galaxy game that's coming out, where you switch, or like you can use the other character's powers, maybe. So like you can, for the Guardians one, you can like choose the character that you want to use, and then they'll use a special or something. Or it'll be like different story points where Miles Morales has gone off and done something, or Peter Parker goes off and does something, and then you'll just kind of... Well, who knows? You might even get It might be a multiverse. Who knows? Every Spider-Man thing is a multiverse.
I don't think it will be, because
Miles
Morales wasn't a multiverse. That was set up in the first Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then last but not least...
God of War Ragnarok. The big one that everyone wanted to see gameplay of. And this game looks pretty fucking cool.
I've still not finished the first one. And you need to go back and finish it.
I've never played it. I want to play it, but I don't have the time to play it, and I know it's a big game. But this looks like more God of War, and it looks like he's now got grappling hooks, which I always love in a video game. It looks like it's a lot more open. Like there's more traversal of like the world and stuff like that. There's sledding, like dog sleds and stuff like that. And he's fighting Thor, so that's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Like that's.
I don't have much more to say about it. I did like the gameplay the first one. I just didn't get back to it because I ran out of time, and so the reason why I don't finish many things is when I run out of time. The running joke on this podcast.
Yes,
we
do a lot of stuff. Well, let's go on to... We got more Sony news. Sony has bought its third studio this year, and it's basically called Firesprite, which has worked closely with Sony, creating several titles together. Most notably, the developer created The Playroom and The Playroom VR. Firesprite also developed behind The Persistence, a horror shooter originally released on the PS4 as a PSVR title before coming a non-VR version on the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. So they're kind of like they developed The Playroom basically, so that's their like sort of showcase of what the consoles can do stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I imagine Sony are going to want to continue working with this. They do like the playrooms, and maybe they'll make another VR one, or when the VR 2 comes out.
They're more experimental. Like, here's a showcase of what our console can do, what you're gonna get from it, like. They created the Astrobots, I think, the little robot. So yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they want to? Also, Sony's got to kind of buy studios if they want to compete with Microsoft at this point, but they can't afford to pay the big bucks like Microsoft has. So them buying like big studio, like I think the biggest one for them is Insomniac, buying that because they're making Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, and like they're just knocking it out. They made Ratchet and Clank, they made Spider-Man Miles Morales, and they made Spider-Man. Like Insomniac was the best purchase Sony's made in a while. So, yeah.
I genuinely believe that Insomniac could become the best development studio of all time.
Very likely. Like, Sony has a good track record of getting studios or making studios like that make exclusives that are just well-rounded and well-good.
Okay, another very quick sidetrack, very quick. Do you think Insomniac might be starting to create their own kind of Avengers game?
I'm curious as to whether or not Marvel has the plans to maybe force the studios that are making the games to cross it over.
Yeah, because we've seen the Avengers game didn't work. And I think the reason why it didn't work is the same reason why...
Well, they made it multiplayer, and they shouldn't have made it multiplayer.
Yeah.
If they made it single player, because... No, if they make a multiplayer game and the multiplayer doesn't capture anyone's attention, it's fucking hard to find people who are playing it. The AI isn't good enough to play with, so it's like, oh, the AI is crashing because they expect people to be playing it. They don't expect AI to be running it, so they don't focus on the AI. But if people aren't playing your game and the AI is the majority of what you're playing with and it's not good, then people won't enjoy it and will stop playing the game.
Multiplayer's fine, but it has to be single player first, and then have an optional campaign co-op. I think a campaign should have no more than 2 people.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that game, also they tried to microtransaction that game heavily, and it just...
Yes, I think that's one good thing that Sony is doing. They don't... And to be fair, same as Microsoft as well. When you buy...
Well, they said that they wouldn't be microtransactioning that game, and then they microtransactioned that game, which was weird.
Yeah, you never... That's the thing with third parties. Their money comes from the game sales and microtransactions, whereas... There's exclusives, the money comes from Sony and Microsoft, so they have loads of money to deal with.
But at least, I guess, the licensing for all of the Marvel stuff isn't locked behind one studio.
No, it's not.
I like the Star Wars stuff that's now no longer happening, because like EA did a shit job with Star Wars, and so having it be open and have maybe one game that's good and then maybe one game that's bad, but it's like open and different developers can
EA have only made one good Star Wars game.
Yeah, and it was Fallen Order.
Yes, that was a fantastic game.
Although I heard Squadron's pretty good if you like flight games.
Yeah, but Squadron isn't really... I don't think flight games are that popular in terms of overall loads of people. It's not
yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not a good game.
No, I'm not saying it's not a good game, but in terms of majority, like I've got the word is like
things.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I meant like a word that's appeals to multiple different people instead of just appealing to one specific group.
Yeah. And then the last bit of Sony news is the ex-PlayStation exec says PS5 budgets to exceed $200 million in the future.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah. So, like, the big AAA titles of, like, The Last of Us 2, God of War, Horizon, all probably cost this big batch of money. And so the look is that Sony is looking to push that amount of money into a lot of their exclusives, basically, for most of their games.
Which makes sense. So I truly believe PlayStation does well because of exclusives, no other reason.
Yeah. Like, that is why you buy a PlayStation, is for the exclusive titles. And
it's why I'm going to buy a PlayStation, because I really want to play those 3 games.
Spider-Man 2. And Miles Morales.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of them. Miles Morales.
Well, you have
Spider-Man
it on PS4, right?
I don't have it. No, I don't.
Oh. Are you waiting until PS5?
Yeah, I was going to wait for it.
Yeah.
Because I've heard it doesn't really play great on the PS4.
Well, it's not as graphically great as...
It's not graphically great. I think the loading times are long. And I was just thinking I can't really be bothered.
There is if you have a PS4 Pro and you get an external SSD drive, apparently it's comparable, like not as good, but comparable to a PS5 load times on a PS4 Pro.
I do not have a PS4 Pro, so...
Well, you can get one
relatively
easily. No, you could get one relatively easily. Buy an SSD card for relatively cheap. Buy Miles Morales, and then you could play it.
I'll just wait until I get a PS5.
Yeah, it's a workaround until you get a PS5 if you want to go super weird boy. But yeah, Sony's ramping up. It's like, this is an ex-executive, so it might not fully expire, but like Sony probably is going to start making its games even more expensive, basically.
Yeah.
like the budgets of these games, like these AAA.
I wouldn't be surprised if
first
they're
parties.
exclusives like 90 quid.
Probably. Or they're heavily microtransaction to try and recoup the losses.
Think about it, that's so much money if they do that. 90 quid a game. And people will pay it.
Probably. I'd buy another. Actually, I don't know what I'd buy.
I'd buy Spider-Man and Miles Morales and Wolverine. I'd buy all of them.
If they made a Last of Us free, I'd probably buy that. Full price.
Although, I might try to share the cost between someone else. Just buy a PS5 and buy the 3 games and just split it between 2 of us.
I'd probably buy another Destiny game full price, and then I'd probably buy another Shadow of, like, the Tomb Raider game.
Well, luckily, the Witch Queen's gone cheaper somehow. It's cheaper than be online.
I'm trying to convince other people to buy it for me for Christmas, and I'm like, that's a Christmas
Well,
game.
Destiny DLC.
Yeah, because I can't afford it.
Oh, do you want the whole one, the collector's edition, next at 200 quid?
Yes. But anyway, let's move on to some other gaming news. There's now a circle that you can get in Minecraft. A game made of blocks.
Yeah, I did see this. I skipped past it on my YouTube feed because I think I was at work at the time and I sort of forgot about it.
YouTuber creator Mystic Cat, MYSTICAT, has, in vanilla Minecraft, created a circle using sand, armor stands, the control boxes or whatever they are, like the things. And yeah, he managed to somehow get the game to create a circle using all of that stuff.
Yeah, so it's all command block technology, and command blocks are very fascinating.
So yeah, he basically gets the command blocks to spawn a bunch of armor stands with sand on top, and then sets them so that they face a certain way, and that facing basically creates a circle layout, and then he builds around it basically after finding the perfect layout of the commands and everything to basically build a little swimming pool. So
very fascinating.
Yeah, it's a 9-minute video, and he basically goes through how he did it. I found it interesting, and I don't even care about Minecraft. So.
No, it is pretty cool. I mean, multiple cool things you can do in Minecraft. I think the fact you can actually code in Minecraft, in Minecraft's own language, I think is fascinating.
Yeah. He does basically mention that it's not the first time a circle has been created in Minecraft, but this is like the most accurately perfect circle. Because I think there's a way of doing it with minecarts, but it's kind of jagged and they're kind of like not a perfect circle, whereas this looks like a perfect circle, basically. So he's not the first person to create a circle in Minecraft, but he is probably the first person to make an actually circle-like circle in Minecraft.
It's incredible, isn't it, really?
Yes.
I imagine the developers never even thought that was possible. They probably saw that and were like, wow, how has this happened?
I mean, it's also just base vanilla Minecraft, so it's not even like past what the like modded or anything. So it's very impressive for just base Minecraft.
Yeah, it should be illegal.
That's our What, a circle in a square game?
Yeah,
God
it's illegal.
Damn. Yeah, and speaking of things that might becoming illegal, China tells gaming firms to end solitary focus on profits. So China is basically telling game developers to stop putting microtransactions in their game.
Yeah,
so basically,
people suck. It sucks. Stop doing it.
So Chinese regulators summoned gaming companies including Tencent, NetEase to discuss further oversight of the industry and the need to de-emphasize profits, promoting a steep share sell-off. Tencent, the country's largest gaming company, divided as much as 6.7 on track for its biggest fall since July, while smaller rival NetEase fell as much as 7.7. So
it's a big shock in the industry.
Yeah, basically China is very heavily trying to go after gaming. They're stopping kids playing at night. They're trying to stop video game companies from trying to profit off kids and like other people's money. So, I mean, China's doing some good stuff, some bad stuff. But hey,
I think China at one point is going to ban gaming.
If this forces the end of microtransactions, I'll be fucking happy.
Microtransactions are not a bad thing if they're not pay to win.
Yeah, a lot of them are though.
For example, all the Fortnite ones are fine. If you want to spend 30 quid on a skin, that's your problem.
I have. I don't play the game anymore.
You're an idiot.
I spent money on a game that I don't play anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad I
The
stopped.
ones that are bad are FIFA. FIFA is, I think, is the worst one of all of them.
I think, yeah. Isn't there a game mode that is just pay to win?
Well, FIFA?
Yeah.
Yeah, FIFA Ultimate
Because you have to buy like you have to buy like
You,
cards. or
well, you
something.
can get the packs yourself, but you need to open up 1,000 packs, which are like
Yeah.
£5 each, I think.
It's the drop rate, isn't it? It's
You need to
they're
spend like
extremely-
£5,000 to get one character, one player.
Basically, anything EA has done.
Yeah. Apart from
But
some of
yeah,
the single player stuff, that's actually alright.
Yeah. And then speaking of big shakeups in the gaming industry, PUBG creator is trying to make an Earth-sized open world game called Artemis, or at least a projected title. So yeah, it's basically the PUBG developers are trying to make a sprawling epic that is basically 1-to-1 scale of the Earth.
Are they insane?
Potentially, but
You can't do
gaming
1-to-one
is-
scale. That's going to be a massive size.
yeah.
Carry the whole Earth,
But-
surely not.
Video games technology is getting to a point where the scale of planets and stuff could get to, like, it would probably be like insanely far off in the future, but who knows how long they're working on this.
They would have to do something similar to Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah. Or fucking what's that game that everyone hated and then got good, that was like a PlayStation exclusive, and then what's it called, the one that was infinite Earths and shit like that was randomly generated.
I do not know what you're talking about.
No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Similar to that, where it's like an Earth that's randomly generated. Like it's that scale, and then it's everything is just randomly generated as you walk through it, basically.
I suppose Minecraft's infinite.
Yeah,
Are you?
but it's not 1-to-1. I don't know if it's a 1-to-1 scale of the Earth, but it says Earth-sized open world, so I imagine it's that sort of traversal where you can go across like planet, like land and water, and then it will take you that long to basically.
Same as the Earth, and everything's detailed. You would need about thousands and thousands upon developers doing this.
Yeah.
Probably about 100,000 developers, maybe more, if we do the whole Earth. I think Microsoft, the reason why they're able to do it is they use satellites to do everything.
Yeah. He explained that Artemis will take place in an Earth-sized virtual world built using machine learning technology. It also sounds like the game will be much less reliant on repetitive side quests and waypoints, instead aimed to provide entirely unscripted, emergent gameplay. So
That sounds cool.
yeah. So kind of like what Dead by Daylight. No, not by Dead by Daylight. What's the parkour one?
Dying Light.
Dying Light. Dying Light 2 is trying to do, where a lot of the stuff that you experience in the game will be different from other players because your choices will branch off, creating multiple different experiences.
There'll be a network of outcomes.
Yeah, so I imagine that's what this game is also going to try and use. And I mean,
I'm all for
we
that
might
because
get
that
to-
means there's so much more replayability in the game.
yeah, I mean, this dude is trying to push gaming as far forward as you can at the current timeline. So it might take years. It's just literally been announced as like his working on it and his studio is working on it. So it might not come out for fucking years, like until like PC gaming is like able to do it. But at least they're working on it to build like the code that would be required to do it and stuff like that. And then last in our news, several Cyberpunk 2077 modders have been hired by CD Projekt Red. So
Are they actually going to finish the game now, Cyberpunk?
well, no, it says for various projects, so who knows?
So Cyberpunk's being left in a bin.
Probably. I mean, that game. What can you say about that game that hasn't already been said? Like,
The game's a write-off.
that's probably. I mean, Cyberpunk CD Projekt Red is probably gonna have. It's gonna be a while before their next game, I imagine. So I imagine this is just modders hopefully working on fixing the game, getting like the programming and stuff working and all of that, just going through the code because it's quite a small studio.
Yeah, they
on.
might just try to set up a mini studio to work on bugs so they can work on the next game.
Yeah, so this is probably just them fix because modders, their whole job basically is trying to fix things that game developers don't have the time to fix because they're trying to fix other stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I do sort of still hate how people hate on developers for things not being finished.
people don't understand how gaming works.
It's
like
so
gaming,
difficult. It's so much hard. And I work in software as well. And to try to predict bugs, it's so difficult. You can't.
Also, they're doing it on a scale that is dramatically smaller than the scale that the game is actually going to have. Like they can have they get like 100 play testers, and the amount of people who are playing it is like 9 million plus. So you try and scale like 100 people, like finding bugs dedicated to finding bugs versus 9 million players just randomly breaking the game by accident that they wouldn't even know.
I actually imagine a lot of the bugs because I think Cyberpunk is an extraordinary case by just how many bugs there were at launch.
Yeah.
So I think there was a problem at the start of the project where they kind of rushed into it a little bit.
Well, they were supposedly building it so that it would run on a PS4. But
Yes,
then the PS5, what I imagine was in the back of their mind, they were building it for PS5 and Xbox Series X. They didn't expect the amount of people to not be able to get the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, we're still bugging on the PS5 though, so I think there were some problems early on as well.
But I think what basically they were expecting was a large amount of PS5 and Xbox owners would be next gen already.
Yeah, so they wouldn't have to worry about.
So that there wouldn't be as many people on the PS4 version complaining. But it's because people didn't have the PS5 and the Xbox Series X versions that people went and bought it for the PS4 and then found all the bugs because of how badly it was optimized for it. Because I think they probably dropped development because they were expecting people to jump on next-gen platforms. But then COVID hit, the game got delayed because it was developers working from home and they couldn't work on the game as much and as well from home and do all of that. And they'd already delayed it so much that if they delayed it again, the fans would have rioted. They were getting death threats for delaying it and stuff like that. So I think they just kind of had to push it. There was also...
If I'm honest, I think the game was so broken, I don't think delaying it would have actually helped.
Well...
It would have got rid of some bugs, but there's so many, and it's still buggy now.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to help.
They might have another No Man's Sky situation, which was a game that everyone hated at launch, that had promised so much, but then over time, people have actually liked it and switched around on it.
Yeah, I imagine that can happen. I don't see why it can, but...
Yeah.
They will need to have a mini studio to get rid of all these bugs.
Yeah, they've got to put the effort in, basically. They can't just wipe their hands clean and walk away. They've got to, if they want it to turn around, they've got to put the effort in.
It depends how committed they are to the game.
Yeah, this is probably a step towards it. Hiring people who are dedicated to fixing things and modding and updating and graphically doing stuff.
Yeah, well, I think that's it for gaming news of the week. We do have one quick story for the weird, wacky, and wonderful world we live in, which is Subway has served up a giant floating submarine sandwich.
Yep. A submarine, also known as a hoagie, hero, or grinder, is a perfect food. It's a mini loaf of bread you can fill with seemingly endless number of options to satiate your own tastes. Whether you desire an Italian cold cuts, or I don't know why I'm reading all of this. Basically, which is exactly what Subway in New Zealand and Australia has done. Only you can eat this one. This chain has served up a giant replica sandwich that can take you for a spin on the water. It's a nice little ad. It's about 15 seconds long, and it's just a bunch of people sitting on a giant sandwich. And that's about it. It's just a big old inflatable sandwich. It's not edible, I don't think. But...
What do you mean you don't think? Of course it's not edible. How can you have edible bread that goes into the ocean?
Who knows? They might have... Well, apparently a lot of Subway stuff isn't what it is. So
it's not bread.
Well, they don't... Apparently their tuna isn't tuna. So...
It must be some kind of fish.
Also, wasn't there an issue with their bread or something? It wasn't... I can't remember. Subway's had a lot of controversies. They hired a pedophile, so who knows? But that was the story. They made a giant replica sandwich and they put it on a river.
Very quickly, because we're on this website and I just clicked on clicked on the link and I saw this photo come scrolling down. And there's an ad where someone's posted a picture of a t-shirt and then just drawn text on the picture and said, look at our new products.
There's also a take out a bite out of these sexy, not safe for work waffles, and it's a penis and a vagina waffle. So
I'm just making a point how stupid that is.
Well, this is just ads.
I know, but it still annoys me how people do these things.
Yeah, but it got your attention though, didn't it?
Yeah, I didn't click on the link.
Well, that's the point of the advertising. It's still got you to talk about it though. It's still got you to talk about that. It is, but I don't talk about the
company, so
yeah. But people are now going to search up the scribbled out t-shirt ad. So
I think they are.
You don't know. People are crazy, Dad.
People are crazy, and they're crazy enough to listen to us as we go on to Tech Time and Science Shenanigans.
We have very little science at the moment.
I don't know why. I mean, I'll find some new science next week, all right? And make a deal. But We're going to start off with, there's a billionaire who wants to build a real-life Rapture in the desert.
So if you don't know, Rapture is the city in BioShock, but it's just like a crazy billionaire built this city in under the ocean. But this is in a desert. And it's basically a $400 billion project that he wants to do.
How much money does he have?
Build well, he's a billionaire, so he might have $400 billion.
Yeah, but he might be spending a billionaire with $1 billion.
Yeah, well, he might be spending $400 billion. He wants to spend... Oh, he's the former owner of Walmart.
Oh, he has loads of money.
A billionaire and former Walmart executive. So yeah, he's got fucking crap done. They're like the people who own Walmart are like the richest family in the world, because like 3 of them are in the top 10 billionaires or trillionaires. So
well, apparently he's only worth 3.3 billion.
Well, he might be getting investors. You never know.
He might be.
He might be asking.
This might be another Dubai.
Potentially, it's in the California desert. Apparently. Oh no, Nevada. Yeah, Nevada, Utah, Idaho, and Arizona.
I'd go to it.
Or Texas.
I would go to it.
Yeah. Called Tess. It's called Tilosa.
Tilosa.
Yeah. It's being designed to be a substantial metropolis located in a desert somewhere in the U.S. The city's layout was intended to allow residents to get to work, school, well, that's good, or anything else they need within 15 minutes. The goal is for Tilosa to be eco-friendly with sustainable energy and water. At the center of it all is a Equitism Tower, a skyscraper designed to be a beacon for the city. The plans say the city will eventually grow to 150,000 acres, supporting 5 million people. The stage, however, is at least 40 years away. So that stage, at least, having 5 million people, is 40 years away.
So they're going to be 60 before it comes a thing.
Yes. The first phase would apparently take 10 to 20 years to achieve and will support 1 million people in the city.
And we can go visit in 10 to 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, this rich dude is going to build an eco-friendly city, so that's one of the biggest problems about current cities is they're not designed for the lifestyle of, like, e-com and, like, being eco and having, like, sustainable energy, because the infrastructure is all built for fossil fuels and bollocks like that.
See, I said this to my dad today. I was saying how everything's going to change again in 20 years. We're in the sort of stage of humanity where everything's changing so quickly. If you go back 200 years, everything was really slow and things would take 100 years to change. But now we're in a stage every 10 years. So it's like 100 years has passed.
Well, as soon as they build Wi-Fi infrastructure out to the urban, like the outer city, like the what's it called? The outer bits, like the grassy areas, the bits where farmers do it all. That shit.
Like villages.
Yeah, like not cities. All the stuff that's not a city. Yeah. Once they put like decent infrastructure for Wi-Fi and like companies can run an operation with decent Wi-Fi and can just like, because the biggest structural
I think that's the whole
problem
purpose
is
of Starlink, because that can happen.
Or like Google's wireless satellite, or what's their fucking weather balloons or solution to Wi-Fi? Where
Yeah,
they just
that one.
have weather yeah, because I know Google wanted to do actual cable, but the power companies in America basically forced them out because they didn't want to have competition. But yeah, the biggest thing is once you get like a a decent Wi-Fi connection in an out like a place that hasn't got like a city or a town, then companies will move out there because the rent's cheaper, the land's cheaper, you can build more, and then it will become a city and it will have the infrastructure built around being more environmentally friendly, eco. So all you got to do is start pushing the Wi-Fi companies to actually build stuff out further away from cities. Because you go to a city for the, like, before you would go to a city to, like, work and do all of that. But if you can work from home in a village because you've got decent internet and you can remote call in, then why would you not?
Yeah,
you don't need to travel
you
don't need to travel. Yeah.
I work from home for a year.
Yeah, you don't need to, like, COVID has probably fast-tracked the work from home lifestyle.
Oh, 100%. I mean, everything's on digital now. It should have been in the first place.
But it's
I
also
said to everyone about cardless or cashless transactions. They're saying, "Oh, this will be the future." And people are like, "No, it'll never happen." And there's so many companies now that are saying, "Nope, we're being card only."
Yeah,
it's because it's easier. It's so much easier. It saves them money as well.
Yeah, it's like we don't need to make a currency.
No, and everything will be cryptocurrency eventually, or a form of cryptocurrency. It may not be the current ones, but
it would just be digital money. It won't be a cryptocurrency.
No, there probably will be crypto. So it would just But I reckon it'll be done so every country has their own crypto.
Well, if you own crypto though, Dan, your parents can get sued for 78,000 if you steal it.
Well, don't steal
and you're a kid. So a hacker kid's parents got sued over 78,000 of stolen cryptocurrency, which is quite funny. In 2018, Colorado resident Andrew Schuber was relieved of 16.4 Bitcoin, worth around 78,000 in today's market. After spending around 10,000 in private investigation fees, he is now suing the parents of the believed culprit, two UK-based computer science students who were back then minors. So they were like 16 then.
I think
Schuber supposedly follow. Oh, well, yeah, but 2 years they could be 18 now, so they would have been 16.
Well, they've been under 16.
Yeah. Being minors at the time, the boys' parents are taking the brunt of the legal action. In an appeal Schuber initially sent to one of the boys' parents, he explained he was willing to drop the case should the funds have been returned safely to his crypto address. He notes the boys would likely be charged as adults for Category 1 theft, which could result in over $100,000, around $14,000, $140,000 charges. It seems your son has been using malware to steal money from people online, Schuber writes. Losing that money has been financially and emotionally devastating. He might have thought he was playing a harmless joke, but it has had serious consequences for my life, said the dude.
Well, I imagine the reason why he's saying that is because he saw the Bitcoin and then it'd be worth so much more money now.
Yeah.
However, you wouldn't...
He was trying to find it before that, though. He spent about 10K trying to find.
I don't think a court would ask for that much, because how do you know he wouldn't have sold earlier? How do you know he wouldn't have sold, like, maybe even the start of this year?
But it's also the theft of it, so he wouldn't have had the opportunity to sell it.
No,
so
but you have to prove in a court of law that he would have waited.
Yeah, but you also
wouldn't have waited. However,
but he still wouldn't have got the money even if it was worth. He would have still lost money regardless. He could have sold it, but he would still lost more money because he would have lost maybe 600,000. You don't know, but it's like he still lost the opportunity to sell.
I'm just trying to
shares.
think what a court would award if this was successful, because they wouldn't give that much money. There's no way they would ever do that, because that's be more sure than not. So I think they would probably order to give back like 16.4 Bitcoin. That's the trouble. That is the trouble.
This is why I hate Bitcoin and I hate cryptocurrency, because it's all shite.
It is actually really good, but it's just in a bad state at the minute.
It's also horrible for the environment.
Well, only with the current algorithms.
Yes.
The future algorithms won't be.
They still.
Because the new ones are going to be software-based and not hardware-based, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That means there'll be no more GPU miners to take all the graphics cards.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Let's go on to more bad news.
TikTok has reportedly overtaken YouTube in US average watch time. And I am not
surprising
surprised
that people don't want to watch long videos and only care about less than 3 minute long videos.
Less than a minute. TikTok's a minute.
Isn't it 3 minutes?
No, that's YouTube
you can
Shorts.
but you can upload up to 3 minutes, can't you?
Unless they changed it recently, it's always been a minute.
I swear TikTok, I don't know, I don't use fucking TikTok.
It's only been 60 seconds.
Long can a TikTok be? 3 minutes, yeah.
Never seen a 3 minute one.
From 60 to 3 minutes. So fuck you. I was right.
I
know TikTok better than you, and I don't fucking watch it. But yeah, which is funny though, because YouTube has always gone for watch time.
No. Let me go back to what you just said. TikTok has increased it in 7th of July 2021, and I stopped watching it.
It's still 3 minutes.
So I'm saying I said it was used to be 60 minutes and 60 seconds unless they changed it. I was not wrong because they changed it.
I was still right though.
Not really. Whitehead was right as well.
I said 3 minutes and I was right. So
I don't think it is unless he changed it. And they did change it.
Well, they did.
So I wasn't wrong.
Well, you were wrong because it was 60 seconds and you were like dead set it was 60 seconds.
No, so I'm pretty sure it's 60 seconds because I haven't heard them change it. But since I did hear them change it, they did.
Yeah.
But I was right. It used to be 60 seconds.
I don't care.
I do. I like being right.
The only thing I wanted to say was that YouTube has gone heavy on the watch time, and it's like average of 10 minutes is the watch time and the retention to get people to watch it.
Yes, which means pretty much no one listens to our podcast on YouTube because our podcast is like nearly over an hour long.
Yeah. So thank you for anyone who's listening. It's appreciated. But I don't like this shift in short form content because I don't think it's beneficial to anyone. Because it is just doom scroll. Because it's just you watch something and then you immediately watch the next thing and then you watch the next thing and you watch the next thing.
I agree it's bad, but it is more enjoyable.
No, I don't find it.
I know you
more
don't find it
enjoyable.
more enjoyable, but by
Other,
the attention span of most people nowadays,
but it's not
is a
though.
peanut.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not entertaining. It's just
It's not
something
entertaining
to
to
watch.
you.
No, but it's not entertainment.
If it wasn't
it's just
entertainment, people
something
wouldn't
to watch.
it.
No, because people don't watch. Like people don't enjoy half of the stuff. They only enjoy like
They
1%
just scroll
of-
through until they find one they like, and then watch it for a minute. And they keep
Yeah, but they
scrolling
still
again.
watch it because but they watch it from. That's my point. You're not enjoying it. You're just watching it for the sake of watching it.
Yeah, but the whole
because
point of
it's there
short form content is that you can flip through it really quickly.
Yeah, but you
It's
still
like scrolling.
watch
It's endless scrolling. That's what they
Yeah,
enjoy.
but you sit there for a minute, and it's like, oh,
People spend
I didn't
hours on
enjoy that.
TikTok. They spend like
That's
so
I
many
know.
hours on it,
That's
just scrolling.
That's but you're watching so much stuff. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have an impact in your life. You only find like one thing that you like, but you're still watching a load of crap.
I'm not saying it's not that. I'm just saying people enjoy
That's
that.
No, they don't. They don't enjoy
What
it.
do you
They only
mean
enjoy
You
the one.
can't tell people they don't
They
enjoy
don't-
it. They do enjoy it.
No, it's an addiction. They don't enjoy it.
What do you mean they don't enjoy it? How did addiction start?
No, because they only enjoy the one thing that gives them the dopamine. They hate everything else, but because you're shifting through shit to find a golden nugget. That's all you're
Yeah, but
doing.
it's really quick. That's the point. It's really quick just to scroll through.
Yeah, but that's not enjoyable.
They do enjoy
just-
it.
No,
Yeah, but you enjoy it.
People
But you
don't.
enjoy it when you find you on the like. So then you keep going.
Yeah,
and then
you
just keep
enjoy
going
that
again.
one.
Yeah.
You don't enjoy the rest.
Of course, no one enjoys
Yeah.
the rest of them. It's all terrible.
But that's what I'm saying. It's all garbage, but you find one thing. Whereas on YouTube and stuff like that, you're more in you're
It's
you're
still all garbage.
focusing- Yeah, there's a lot of garbage on YouTube, but at least you have to pay attention for it to actually be like it's not just shifting through crap and then you find one thing. You actually have to invest in
I
something.
think
That's what I
unfortunately you're
hate
wrong
about-
here. Society would say you're wrong.
Fucking society sucks though. People have anti-vaxxers. I don't give a shit what society says.
Don't forget, there's a 5G chip in the vaccine.
Ugh. At least something good's come out of this last week. Apple's finally having to fucking be forced to allow other payment methods on their stupid store.
Yeah, it have to be. It's not. Has to be. Otherwise, it's a monopoly.
Yeah. So basically, Apple has kind of lost their fight against Epic, but Epic has kind of lost the overall lawsuit.
Yeah, so I
From
don't
what
think
is
Epic
coming
gained
out.
any money out of it, but it does mean that Apple has to change. Sorry.
Also, Apple has basically blocked Epic's request to restore Fortnite on iPhones in South Korea.
More surprise.
Because basically the judge said that Apple has no reason to allow Epic back on, but they now have to allow other developers and stuff, or other payment options. So developers can now add their own payment options, and Apple can't say they're not allowed, basically.
Yeah.
So basically this is fucking huge, because it also sets the precedent for Google having to do it. It sets the precedent for all gaming companies.
It just means that,
Like Sony.
well, I suppose Apple and Google going to lose so much money now.
Yeah.
Because you can't
means
buy it
that-
through their stores.
But it means developers will get more of that money that they then wouldn't
Yeah, which is still a
could
good
put
thing.
towards.
It's always good to get money
Yeah.
to developers.
Yeah, like Apple and Google are going to take a big hit, but they're not going to lose as much money as the developer would lose.
No.
Essentially, because the developer would. It means also that Sony can't probably force stuff like that. It means Xbox probably can't force non-alternate payment methods. So it's going to have big ramifications for like gaming
Well,
if this.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. I mean, all of Sony and Xbox, you have to pay on their store somehow.
Pay on the. Yeah, you can buy V-Bucks on the thing, but Sony gets a percentage, and maybe Sony won't be able to get that percentage anymore
Maybe, yeah.
because it
But
might.
what would that mean for
force-
free-to-play games? Like, surely they're all just going to ban them.
Maybe,
Maybe this is
Which
the
is-
end of free-to-play games.
maybe. Who knows? It could have massive ramifications. We don't know.
Well, think about it. If all of them would, they just say, okay, yeah, so we're gonna make a free-to-play game, but they're not gonna make any money out of it. So Sony won't make any money. Microsoft won't make. No one makes any
Well,
money
you
from
still-
developers.
You'll
Why are they gonna
still
allow
be
it in
able
the
to buy it. It's just that developers now have the alternate option to buy it directly through the store. So you can still buy V-Bucks on the Apple store,
So they
but
might
you
still
can
allow
also.
it, but I suppose it would still allow it.
But Epic has done the dirty tactic of, hey, well, they did the dirty tactic of, if you buy it from our store, which caused this whole lawsuit, if you buy it from our store, you save 30%, which is the cut that Apple would be taking.
Ah, right.
So that's what caused this whole fucking mess, is because Epic basically timed it so that they did this promotion to force, basically breaking Apple's terms of service by having an alternate routing system to bypass Apple's 30% cut, and then they launched their "We're suing Apple" marketing campaign. Apple is trying to suppress the underdog and take all our profits, basically.
I think it has worked in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Epic's going to win this lawsuit, which is what everyone expected, because they did break the terms of service, but it has caused the law basically to change so that Apple is now forced to have an alternate payment system, which is crazy.
True. I still think Fortnite can still go on Androids, even though it's not on the Google Play Store.
Yes.
I believe you can
Also,
just download the APK file off the internet and it will work.
Also, you can do it through the Samsung one.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
So you don't even need to do it on the, if you have a Samsung, you can do it on the Samsung one. If you have a Huawei or whatever, you can do it on
there's different app stores for Android anyway.
Yeah. Also, if you download the Epic launcher or whatever it is, you can still play it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure Epic has found a way around it. And also, if you...
The only difficult one is iPhones, because everything has to go through the App Store on iPhone, which is a monopoly. I would still argue that's a monopoly.
Yeah. Well, this may finally force Apple to
because
do
Google don't
something
have a
about
monopoly.
that.
So the whole reason why it's Epic v Apple, Google don't have a monopoly.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think
they are still suing Google, though.
Well, Epic is trying to sue Google.
Yeah.
They won't get anywhere with that.
They're still... Yeah. But they'll probably still have the same situation where Google is forced to allow alternate payments, because Google still doesn't allow alternate payments. You have to buy them through the Google Play Store.
Yeah. I mean, I think Google will be watching this and go, okay, we need to...
They'll come to an agreement with Epic.
I imagine...
Like an...
No, thank you, Google. We don't want to talk. But what did Google even pick up me saying?
What system do you even have?
It was Assistant.
Oh, fun.
Oh, apparently I said watching it again.
Huh. Do you have a Google Watch?
No, I have a phone.
Oh.
I don't know why I showed it the camera again.
You have a phone.
I have a phone. It's a
Wonderful.
phone. I have one phone. Or do I have two phones? I do have a dual somewhere.
Speaking of phones, Apple's AR and VR headset could require an iPhone to actually be able to use it.
Wouldn't be surprised. This is Apple.
So a new report basically suggests that the upcoming hybrid headset may rely on another Apple device to take advantage of all the features available on the device. In a new report from The Information, the outlet claims that the headset is designed to communicate or be tethered to a host device via a wireless connection, such as an iPhone or another Apple device. The reliance on another product within the Apple ecosystem is due to the headset's custom 5nm chips, which Apple recently completed, though these chips are not as powerful as the chips used in other Apple devices, reporting that it lacks a neural engine for AI and machine learning abilities. Yet the headset still includes the CPU and GPU, so there's a chance the device may have some limited features available without another Apple device connected. This chip is also rumored to offer better wireless data transmission, video compressing and decompressing, and energy-efficient features. So this would not be the first time Apple relies on users to be more integrated into its own tech products ecosystem. The Apple Watch with only Wi-Fi connectivity require an iPhone to function. Facebook is another big tech company that was criticized for requiring Quest 2 owners to have a Facebook account in order to use the VR standalone headset. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that you need... this is my thing. Streaming is going to be the way of VR.
What do you mean? Oh, streaming games to VR.
Yeah,
it has to
because
be.
Because you can't pack that much tech into a headset at this current point in time.
You never will be able to, unless quantum computer becomes a thing.
Yeah, so in order to get the experience on a headset, you need to fix the wireless problem and you need to fix the hardware problem. And in order to do that, you then stream it to the headset, because streaming is pretty good at the moment. It's not perfect because of Wi-Fi drops and everything.
It's more to do with latency. Latency is a problem for gaming.
Yeah. I still believe if Google wanted to, they could perfect this, because they have a streaming platform, they had a VR department, and they have phones. They have tech.
Perfect latency. There's no way of doing it.
No, but I mean, you can at least do the functionality of streaming it, having it work. You can at least delay it enough that it wouldn't cause too many problems.
I suppose not now.
You can't fix the latency, but you can at least cause it so that the game compensates for it. It preempts it. It uses AI to preempt the delay, basically.
Yes, it'd be very complicated. Yes, streaming is awkward.
But you then use the system, like the hardware, like the servers and everything of that to run the game, rather than having all the headset have the stuff built into it. because that's the biggest problem, is people don't want to wear heavy headsets. People would rather just wear glasses that have all of the imaging on it.
I think you'd have to do 50-50. I don't think you could do 100% either way.
I mean, you'd still have tech in it, but by the time that the tech is good enough in the headset that it would run, it would still need streaming and computing, and you'd probably have like a small device in your hand or your room.
I don't think streaming could ever work for multiplayer games. It will never work for multiplayer games. What it would work for is a single-player game where you could stream the close parts of the game.
It could work closed network. No, it could work closed network. So you'd have to set up your own connection using your own server built around for your friends.
Yes. If you had
you couldn't do online multiplayer.
No.
You could do friend close connection multiplayer.
Yes, you could do that.
So you're not having the entire server filled with people. You'd just be having, like, you'd pay for it and it'd be a closed system, like a Minecraft server or something.
Yeah.
Where you pay for that server to run, and then you can add people to it and they pay a monthly fee.
But you would have to do something similar to what YouTube does, or any streaming app does, where it will load a portion of the content, let's say 3 minutes ahead, and they'll just continue.
To the device.
Yeah, it will continuously do that in the background. So then you're not constantly waiting for it to happen. It's already loaded. That's what you'd have to do.
Yeah. It's probably gonna happen at some stage.
It has to happen.
It
has to happen.
Yeah. If they want VR to take off, they have to solve the hardware issue of having massive, chunky headsets. And
well, I think the first problem is the display, which will be fixed as soon as you put in an 8K screen.
Yeah, but you then have to be able to have a processor and a hardware that can run
8K.
So if you can stream it at 8K, or 4K at least...
then you need to have 8K. Eventually, it has to be 8K.
Yeah, but at least 4K at the moment, because most is 1080p.
I think, what's the VR? PSVR.
Who knows?
Who knows? It's a good question.
I think it's like 720.
It might be.
I think it's 1080p. It's not super powerful. I know their new one.
Yeah. It's just not like it.
Their new one might
close.
Their new one might be 2K or 1080p.
It's 1080p, but it's 960 by 1080.
Right.
So per perspective, so it's not actually square each lens. It's slightly rectangular vertically.
Well, yeah, because you've got to have like two different things, so you can't really have...
What do you mean?
Well, you wouldn't want a square because a field of view isn't a square. You'd want it...
No, it's up and down.
Yeah, I mean...
it's taller up than it is wide.
Yeah.
So why does it make sense for
I can't explain why it makes sense, but like without visualizing it, and this is an audio podcast, so I can't...
I don't think it makes... I think it's just the size they had.
No, it does make sense. I just can't explain it. Let's go on to something that you could probably explain.
Okay, cool. What can I explain? Microsoft suggests that the divisive Windows 11 system will deliver 99.8% crash-free experience. I don't believe them.
System specs. You missed specs because you just said system.
System specs deliver 99.8% crash-free experience. I still don't believe them.
Well, they're basically saying that's why you have to have these specs, because it will stop the 99 point. It will stop the crashing, and it'll be...
I disagree.
It'll be a 19.
Because I have those specs, and I tried to install Windows 11 multiple times, and it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think this fucking thing's going to be any good. It looks nice.
I do like Windows 11. I think it has a potential to be very good. There's a lot of controversial moments with TPM, and to be honest, I do get it, because they want to have a more secure software. They want to stop Mac probably for being like, oh, look at this. We've got so secure software. Well, it's not really secure. It's just people don't target it that much.
Yeah.
And the only way you are going to be able to secure it is by using a TPM chip. Unfortunately, that is just what it will have to be. And the only way to enforce it is to make it a requirement. People don't like it, but it has to happen.
Yeah.
Other people won't do it. Although you can still work around it without having it.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? But yeah, that was just something I found that was just like, hey, look, it's going to prevent the blue screen of death, but it probably won't.
I think I've only had like 2 or 3 times on my computer. I've had the green screen of death more times.
Didn't they change it so it's a black screen of death now?
Yes.
It's not a blue
Windows
screen.
11's got a black screen of death.
Bit racist, Microsoft. Why is it got to be the black one that makes it bad? Why don't you have the white screen of death? Because white people ruin everything, like podcasting. Anyway, that's our podcast.
Yeah, that's our podcast. We've got a very long episode today.
Yeah,
blame
this
Danny.
might be our longest
It's his fault.
one. Yeah, I found a lot of stuff. Like, we've had a couple where it's just been a couple project things. This one, I found a lot of shit to talk about.
You found too much. A lot did happen this week, so I'll forgive you for that one. We didn't expect
Like,
Sony Showcase to be this big of a topic.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a couple of little announcements. No, it was a lot of good stuff. So. And then all of the Epic versus stuff. Then we had Matrix. We had a bunch of trailers again because movies are coming out, so everyone's jumping at the point. I found so many more trailers that I didn't add, so be great.
Be great for the
that.
podcast. It's only just under 2 hours. I imagine it'll be just under 2 hours once I've done editing. As time of recording, it's actually 2 hours and 10 minutes, roughly.
Yeah. So we'll leave you at that. Like, subscribe if you managed to get through all of this. Wait for our Little Battle Angel commentary because we've teased that at this episode.
Yes, it comes out soon. We will keep plugging it for the next few weeks. So that to look forward to.
And yeah, we'll see you next episode. Have fun, everybody. We'll see you then.
Goodbye.
Bye.